OCO, OCO. Good morning. You don't know that's Cherokee? Come on, you've never been to a Cherokee restaurant where you come in, they go, OCO, good morning. Come on. I have a dear friend named Dennis in Alabama who I love. He and his wife and extended family, they're the most beautiful people. They introduced me, by the way, not just to OCO, but they introduced me to the Waffle House. That was my first visit to the Waffle House. So he's the friend who collects arrowheads. In that part of Alabama, the Cherokee were there. And the Cherokee tribe, before they were shipped on the Trail of Tears out toward Oklahoma. Not a pleasant moment in the history of this country. And he has arrowheads that might be from the 1500s, 1600s, because they're just there, buried. He digs up the dirt and finds them. So fascinating. And I've been taping way beforehand, so I haven't been taping here in a long time. I got way ahead. Why? Because I had a knee replacement surgery on my left knee. And I know some of you must have known it from what was going on Sunday services. Thank you for your prayers, your notes, your gifts to the church. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm recovering. And later this week, I'll give you a blow-by-blow account of this invasion of my left knee by a highly skilled surgeon who's a very nice man, but I don't like him many times during the day when I feel that pain. We are reading in Mark, the 12th chapter and verse 13. Later, they sent some of the Pharisees and Herodians to Jesus to catch him in his words. They came to him and said, "Teacher, we know that you are a man of integrity. You aren't swayed by others because you pay no attention to who they are, but you teach the way of God in accordance with the truth." And now here's their question. Is it right to pay the imperial tax? My note says a special tax levied on subjected people, not on Roman citizens. So this would be a tax on the Jewish people in Israel because the Roman Empire was extending its reach and grab and power and authority there. So this was a special burden on them. Is it right to pay taxes, that tax, to Caesar or not? Should we pay or shouldn't we? So that was the question. But, you know, Scripture is full of nice little lessons along the way. First of all, the group that came to him is a strange group. You know, they say politics makes strange bedfellows. In politics, you end up many times on the same side and in alliance with people that heretofore you never would have hung with. They weren't part of your group. The Herodians were those, mostly a political party, who backed King Herod and his leverage with the Roman Empire, which kept him as king, really looking out for Rome's interests and quelling any rebellion and military action against the Roman establishment. So that's who the Herodians were. The Pharisees were the legalistic, right-wing Hasidim group of super legalistic, super spiritual thought of by the people, and they had nothing to do with each other. The Pharisees before this looked down on the Herodians as you're just a bunch of blaspheming political people. And the Herodians were like, you folks are not even living in the real world. It's politics, it's geopolitical movement, it's how to play the game. And here they are together. Jesus, aversion to Jesus, hatred of Jesus, non-acceptance of Jesus, brought together two polar opposites. And it's the same today. People would have very little to do with each other when it comes to opposing Christ and the gospel. They're like BFF, best friends forever. So that encourages us that people are going to come against Christ. They did then. Political groups, religious movements. And they'll even come together in an alliance that makes no sense. Like, how could you two be together on this? What affinity do you have for each other? Oh, here's our affinity. We are against Christ, the gospel, absolute truth, right and wrong, judgment of the living and the dead at the end of time. Oh, we are against that. So now they came to him, and notice how they described his teaching. We know that you're a teacher. We know you're a man of integrity. You aren't swayed by others because you pay no attention to who they are, but you teach the way of God in accordance with the truth. So before we even get to their question, what a lesson this is for pastors, and you pray for your pastor, and you pray for me. And this is the sign of a true man of God, a true pastor, a true teacher, evangelist. They're not swayed by what people want to hear. They said that to Jesus. They knew, you don't cut corners, and you don't tell folks what they want to hear. You are the real deal. You teach the truth and apply it in an objective, honest way, as preaching before God watching you rather than how are the folks reacting. Christianity in America is being ruined in the last 25 years. I don't think anyone would, in the last 25 years without any contradiction that anybody could give. It's been ruined because it's been watered down in the name of you got to relate to the people, which is really a way of saying, give them what they want to hear. And don't touch on matters they don't want to hear. So let little mention of sin, because folks don't want to, listen, I didn't come to church on Sunday to be told I'm living wrong. So I'm living with someone who's not my wife. Whatever. It makes me happy. I just want to hear about I should follow my dream, and God has a destiny for me. And ministers will give it to you if that's what you want to hear. But that wasn't Jesus. Now, he wasn't mean-spirited. He wasn't a bull in a china shop, just knocking everybody over and condemning everyone. But he spoke the truth in love. That's not only good for me as a pastor, that's good for you and all of us. If we care about people, really care, don't tell them what they want to hear, but ask God for wisdom to speak the truth in love, even if it means a warning. Because once they die, or once Christ comes, you'll have no more chance. Remember the word of the Lord to Ezekiel the prophet? I'm sending you out, and you're to warn people who are living wrong. If you don't warn them, and then they come into judgment, I'm going to hold you liable. But if you speak the truth in love and tell them my message, then even if they don't turn, you'll be free from judgment. Come on. Let's not be partakers of other people's bad lifestyles by telling them what they want to hear. Let's speak the truth in love tenderly and give them the good news of Jesus. See you tomorrow.